Imagine betting your entire fortune on a company that almost everyone believes will fail. Imagine sleeping on the factory floor, working day and night, while the media predicts your bankruptcy. Now imagine that same company going on to become one of the most valuable car manufacturers in the world. That isn't a movie. It's the story of Tesla, Inc., a company that challenged one of the oldest industries on Earth, and forced the world's biggest automakers to rethink the future. For decades, electric cars were dismissed as slow, unattractive, and impractical. Most people believed gasoline engines would dominate for generations. Then Tesla arrived, with a completely different vision. This isn't just the story of electric vehicles. It's the story of bold risks, relentless innovation, and one company's determination to prove the impossible. Welcome to Empires. Let's begin. Many people think Tesla was created simply to build electric cars. But the company's mission was always much larger. Tesla set out to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. The company was founded in 2003 by engineers Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Their idea was ambitious. Electric cars didn't have to be boring. They could be exciting, fast, beautiful. Around the same time, an entrepreneur who had already co-founded PayPal was looking for ways to invest in technologies with long-term impact. His name was Elon Musk. Musk became Tesla's largest early investor and later took on a leadership role after joining the company. The combination of bold engineering and ambitious leadership would shape Tesla's future. In 2008, Tesla introduced the Tesla Roadster. At first glance, it looked like a sports car. It accelerated quickly. It looked modern. It challenged assumptions about electric vehicles. For years, electric cars had a reputation for limited performance. The Roadster helped change that perception. It demonstrated that battery-powered vehicles could also deliver speed and excitement. The Roadster wasn't designed to outsell every car. It was designed to change minds. Sometimes, your first product doesn't need to dominate the market. It needs to prove that a new future is possible. Then came one of the most difficult moments in Tesla's history. The global financial crisis of 2008. Investors became cautious. Money became difficult to raise. Automakers faced enormous pressure. Tesla was still a young company. Its future was uncertain. According to Elon Musk, there was a period when both Tesla and SpaceX were under severe financial strain at the same time. He invested much of his available capital into keeping his companies operating. There was no guarantee it would work. Failure seemed like a real possibility. Every great company eventually reaches a moment where belief becomes more important than certainty. Most entrepreneurs diversify their investments. They reduce risk. They protect what they have. Elon Musk made a different choice. He continued supporting Tesla during its most difficult period, taking significant personal financial risks as the company worked to survive. Whether you agree with every decision he has made or not, few people question the scale of the risk. Tesla's survival was far from guaranteed. The company faced production challenges, cash shortages, skepticism from competitors, and criticism from many analysts. Yet it kept moving forward. Extraordinary visions often require extraordinary persistence. Then, in 2012, Tesla introduced the Tesla Model S. This wasn't simply another electric vehicle. It offered long driving range, strong performance, modern software, and over-the-air software updates that allowed the car to improve over time. Customers began to realize something important. Electric cars didn't have to be compromises. They could compete with premium gasoline vehicles on performance, technology, and design. The industry started paying attention. Tesla wasn't just selling cars. It was changing expectations. For years, many established automakers had treated electric vehicles as a niche market. Tesla's progress challenged that assumption. As consumer interest grew and regulations evolved, more manufacturers accelerated their own electric vehicle programs. The conversation had changed. Electric vehicles were no longer just an experiment. They had become a serious part of the automotive industry's future. Tesla had survived its early years. It had introduced vehicles that challenged old assumptions. and it had begun changing one of the world's largest industries. But the hardest part was still ahead. Mass production, factory challenges, near bankruptcy, and one decision that would determine whether Tesla became a global leader or another failed startup. In the next chapter, we'll uncover the Model 3 production crisis, the famous production hell, gigafactories, autopilot, and how Tesla transformed from a struggling startup into one of the most valuable automotive companies in the world. By 2016, Tesla had proven something remarkable. People wanted electric cars. The Tesla Model S had received widespread praise. The Tesla Model X had entered the market. The company had momentum. Then Tesla made its boldest promise yet. A car for the mass market. Affordable compared to its earlier models. Powerful, modern, and fully electric. That car was the Tesla Model 3. The response was extraordinary. Hundreds of thousands of people placed reservations. Many paid deposits before the car was even available. Demand wasn't the problem. Production was. Building a few thousand cars is very different from building hundreds of thousands. Assembly lines slowed. Automation didn't work as planned in some areas. Parts arrived late. Bottlenecks appeared everywhere. Elon Musk later described this period as production hell. Employees worked long hours. Teams searched for solutions around the clock. Musk even said he spent nights sleeping at the factory during critical periods. The challenge wasn't inventing the future. It was manufacturing it, at scale. Most people see a finished car. Few think about everything required to build it. Thousands of parts. Robots. Software. Supply chains. Quality checks. Every step has to work together. Tesla invested heavily in manufacturing. The company expanded production facilities, built gigafactories, and worked to increase battery production capacity. The goal wasn't simply to make more cars. It was to make electric vehicles more accessible over time. Building factories required enormous investment. It also required patience. Factories don't become efficient overnight. They improve through constant refinement. Great manufacturing isn't just about machines. It's about solving thousands of small problems. Every single day. What makes a Tesla different? Many people answer. The battery. Others say. The acceleration. But Tesla introduced another important idea. A car could improve after you bought it. Traditionally, once you drove a car home, its features remained largely the same unless you visited a service center for upgrades or repairs. Tesla popularized the use of over-the-air software updates. New features, performance improvements, bug fixes, could often be delivered through software. Tesla encouraged people to think of a car, not just as a mechanical machine, but as a software platform. That approach influenced the broader automotive industry. Today, many manufacturers offer software updates and connected vehicle features inspired by this shift. One of the biggest challenges facing electric vehicles has always been batteries. Driving range, charging time, cost, durability. All of these depend heavily on battery technology. Tesla invested billions of dollars into improving battery performance and manufacturing. It also worked closely with battery suppliers while expanding its own capabilities. Why? Because better batteries don't just improve cars. They reduce costs, increase efficiency, and make electric vehicles practical for more people. Sometimes, the most important innovation isn't the product customers see. It's the technology hidden beneath it. For years, many traditional automakers viewed Tesla as a niche company. But as sales grew, their perspective changed. Companies like Ford Motor Company, General Motors, Volkswagen Group, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz Group increased their investments in electric vehicles. The industry had changed. Electric vehicles were no longer a side project. They had become a central part of many companies' long-term strategies. Tesla didn't just build successful electric cars. It accelerated competition. And competition often accelerates innovation. Although Tesla is best known for electric vehicles, its ambitions extend beyond automobiles. The company has invested in energy storage systems, solar energy, vehicle charging infrastructure, and robotics research. The original mission was never simply to sell cars. It was to help accelerate the transition to sustainable energy. Cars became the starting point, not necessarily the destination. The biggest companies rarely think in terms of single products. They think in terms of ecosystems. And Tesla was steadily building one. Tesla had survived production hell. It had transformed manufacturing. It had pushed the entire automotive industry toward electric vehicles. But success brought new challenges. Intense competition, global expansion, artificial intelligence, robotaxis, and questions about what the future of transportation will look like. In the final chapter, we'll explore Tesla's global impact, the controversies and lessons surrounding its journey, and the timeless business principles that turned one of the world's riskiest startups into one of the most influential companies of the 21st century. There was a time when many people believed Tesla would never survive. Analysts questioned its finances. Competitors dismissed its strategy. Some investors predicted bankruptcy. Yet, year after year, Tesla kept growing. New factories opened. Vehicle deliveries increased. Charging infrastructure expanded. Electric vehicles became more common in cities around the world. The company that once struggled to produce a few thousand cars was now manufacturing hundreds of thousands, and eventually millions of vehicles each year. Tesla didn't just grow. It changed what people expected from a modern car company. Ask someone what Tesla does, and most people will answer. It makes electric cars. But that's only part of the story. Tesla also develops battery technology, energy storage systems, solar products, vehicle charging infrastructure, artificial intelligence for driving assistance, and robotics research. The company has repeatedly described its long-term mission as accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. Cars became the first step, not the only destination. Great companies rarely think in products. They think in ecosystems. No discussion about Tesla is complete without mentioning Elon Musk. Supporters describe him as one of the most ambitious entrepreneurs of his generation. Critics question some of his management decisions, public statements, and timelines. Regardless of opinion, few would deny his influence on the automotive and technology industries. Tesla's journey has attracted enormous public attention, both for its achievements and for the debates surrounding the company. In business, visibility often brings scrutiny. The larger a company becomes, the more closely every decision is examined. Leadership isn't only about making bold decisions. It's also about accepting that those decisions will be judged by the world. Tesla's journey offers lessons that extend far beyond electric vehicles. Lesson 1: Challenge industry assumptions. For decades, many people believed electric cars couldn't compete with gasoline vehicles. Tesla questioned that assumption. Progress often begins when someone asks, "What if everyone is wrong?" Lesson 2: Think long-term. Tesla spent years investing in batteries, factories, software, and charging infrastructure. Many of those investments required patience before producing significant results. Building lasting businesses often means sacrificing short-term comfort for long-term opportunity. Lesson 3: Build the ecosystem, not just the product. Tesla didn't focus only on cars. It invested in charging networks, software updates, energy products, manufacturing, battery technology. Each part strengthened the others. The strongest businesses create systems, not isolated products. Lesson 4: Learn through iteration. Tesla experienced delays, production challenges, product recalls, manufacturing problems. Like many technology companies, it learned by continuously improving. Perfection rarely exists at the beginning. Improvement comes through repeated learning and refinement. Lesson 5: The biggest risk is refusing to change. The automotive industry remained relatively stable for decades. Tesla demonstrated that even mature industries can be transformed through new ideas and persistent execution. Sometimes, the companies willing to challenge tradition become the ones that define the future. Unlike many companies we have explored on empires, Tesla's story is still unfolding. The future of electric vehicles, battery technology, autonomous driving, and sustainable energy is still being shaped. No one knows exactly what the next decade will look like. Competition will increase. Technology will continue evolving. Consumer expectations will keep changing. But one thing is already clear. Tesla forced one of the oldest industries in the world to rethink its future. That alone is a remarkable achievement. Imagine standing in a world where almost everyone says it can't be done. Then imagine spending years proving that it can. That's the story of Tesla. Not a story of certainty, but a story of persistence, innovation, and the willingness to challenge assumptions. Whether you are building a business, learning a new skill, or pursuing an ambitious goal, remember this. The future is rarely created by people who wait for permission. It's often created by people willing to question the present and work relentlessly toward a different vision. Because every industry, no matter how established, is only one bold idea away from transformation. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and remember, today's impossible idea could become tomorrow's new standard.